The L Word returned after 10 years. And since the second season premiered in August, this is recap of the first season. The series begins with a couple, Danny and Sophie. But they are boring. We better go with the true protagonists of this story. Firstly, Bette Porter. She is done for great things. She's preparing her candidacy for mayor of Los Angeles. At the same time, she has to take care of Angie, who is already a teenager. As a typical teenager, she doesn't care about her mother, nor about school. And she runs away with a friend to smoke. Secondly, Alice. She has given up her follies and is now a responsible parent figure. Kind of. She is in a stable relationship with Nat, who has 2 children. Plus, Alice hosts her own talk show. Yep, ladies, the girls are doing well. Especially Shane, who is still gorgeous and is now also very rich. And besides, she's still very good at flirting. Okay, we agree that we all want to be Shane, or hook up with Shane. Things as they are. Sophie works for Alice, and this girl named Finley does too. Because of this, both groups are connected. And then Bette meets Danny. She is the daughter of a wealthy businessman whom she wants to convince to invest in her political campaign. Although that doesn't go well, Bette leaves after giving a speech about bad business practices. But it's so boring, we better go to Shane's house. She's exercising, and it's very hot. And my God, what sexy arms she has. And since Shane is always sex or exercise, I wanted to know how she got those arms. Anyway. Oh yeah, and that Shane is prettier isn't the only surprise. She receives a message that leaves her looking like a long-suffering lesbian, and we realize that she is married. Yes, Shane got married with a girl named Quiera, who is a super famous singer, but for now we don't know anything else. Oh, everyone had a favorite character with whom we lost our panties in this series. Mine has always been Shane.
You ladies with whom?
Meanwhile, Danny, who seems to be very good at her job, is going to be promoted to vice president. There is probably a bit of nepotism because your dad is the owner of the company, but it is still an occasion to celebrate. And with that rush of positive energy, she decides to propose to her girlfriend.
It's incredible!
Although there is no time for that, we return to Bette, who is working hard in the political campaign, and for that reason she wants to listen to the problems of the people. It's a good plan. The first guy who participates says his main problem is that Bette has slept with his wife. And this is not really a surprise. Bette is very good at flirting. The most important thing here is that Bette has completed the cycle of cheating. She has cheated, she has been cheated, and she has been the someone's lover. Now, totally changing the environment and mood, we return with Danny, who is ready to propose marriage. Oh, yeah. Wedding bells ring. Returning to the political drama, Bette attends Alice's show to try to save her campaign. She gives a speech, and everything works out. Well done. Who is not doing well is Shane. She's very melancholic for the mystery wife. I mean, she continues to sleep with everyone, but sad. Although there is no time to worry about that, because now the girls focus on the political drama. Danny has decided to resign from her new position as vice to work with Bette in her political campaign because she inspired her a lot with her speech. This doesn't please her girlfriend Sophie, and well, what can I tell you? She is crazy, and everything gets worse when she tells her father that she is quitting. And that she is going to marry Sophie. But she doesn't care about anything, because apparently Bette continues to inspire her a lot with everything she says. At least they stop having suspiciously romantic moments and get to work on the campaign, more or less. Bette doesn't try that hard though, because she's still in a relationship with the wife of the guy who made the scandal to her. But enough of politics. We better watch how Shane is doing. Now that she's very rich, she has decided to buy a bar and turn it into a gay bar. She deals with depression in a big way. And who is also going big way is Alice, who has become friends with his girlfriend's ex. What seems crazy to me. And on top of that, she's helping them to be friends. What seems crazy to me. And above, at a party Gigi hooked up with them. Which seems crazy to me, but very sexy. Meanwhile, Shane is very sad that she got divorced on her birthday. So for her to stop being sad, her friends organize a surprise party for her. And then her very, very sexy ex-wife shows up. Okay, now I understand why she is so sad, and for her to be happy, her ex has appeared with a birthday present. No, not that. Although 10 of 10 for that gift. Her ex-wife is pregnant.
Lesbians don't fake pregnancies, they adopt cats.
She tells Shane to calm down, that she is pregnant with an anonymous donor. But Shane is not reassured because they divorced because Shane doesn't want to have children. So for this gift 0 of 10. Still no problem, but pretty Quiera has a plan. She has decided that she can be a mom and be married to Shane without one thing being related to the other. And I want to know, what is she going to do with the baby? Gonna hide him in the closet when Shane comes from the bar maybe? I must have suspected that she couldn't be that perfect. She is crazy. We better go with Alice, who is getting up and declares that the threesome was wonderful, and yes, I thought the same thing. Who didn't think the same thing was Nat, who says it was a mistake? Anyway, there is no time to stop at that. The girls gather to help Bet with her campaign, although it seems to me that they have only spent the time gossiping. Alice's polyamorous relationship has struck them as insane, overtaken by Quiera's plan to be with Shane without her by association being their baby's other mother. And they aren't the only crazy ones. Danny's father, who is not only crazy, he's also misogynist and homophobic. He said, okay, get married, but sign a prenup, in which it's clear that no child of Sophie is considered a member of the Nunez family, and that neither she nor her children will be considered in the inheritance. And we don't hear any more about that problem for now, because we go back to Alice, who's trying to make the whole polyamory thing work. What does not give Nat a good feeling? After all, her ex-wife is her ex-wife because she cheated on her and doesn't trust her, and she mistrusts why Alice wants to hook up with her. And I wonder if she also mistrusts because deep down she is still in love with her ex. Okay, I can't stand so much mistrust. We'd better get back to Danny. She and Sophie go to see Danny's dad and have a screaming fight over the prenup. Yes, ladies, she's finally getting ovaries. They tell him that they aren't going to sign anything and they get out of there. And the one who is also giving ovaries is Bet, who finally stops doing stupid things and ends her relationship with Felicity before it ruins her campaign. While Sophie is very sad that Danny is very busy and doesn't pay attention to her and feels lonely, you know. But that's very boring. Shane's drama, as always, is more interesting. Quiera arrives to tell her that she doesn't need her, but that she loves her. Aww. And how Shane is going to say no to that precious face. Look, she comes, looks at me like that and tells me that the baby is mine. I believe her. And just like that, she convinces Shane that she can be her wife without being the mother of her baby. Although there is no time to analyze that madness, because Angie has a play at school and all the girls go to support her, which made me laugh, because she's in props and does not even appear in the play, which is worse to be a tree. Finally, who does the show that night is Bet, because Felicity's ex-husband shows up to keep bothering her, and she ends up pushing him down the stairs. Don't worry, he didn't die. What does seem like it is going to die is Bet's campaign. The press is harassing her house, so she says that's it. She opens the door to tell the press that and... Yeah, Tina. And when that was getting interesting, we went back to Alice and her drama because Bet lied to her and made her look awful on her show. So she's discussing the case with her girlfriends, and I was thinking that it must be nice to have 2 girlfriends and increase the RAM of lesbian processing. Very, very helpful. And seeing all the advantages, they decide to try the whole polyamory thing. But enough drama. Good things happen too. Shane and Quiera took Angie to her driving test, and since getting her license gave her superpowers, she decides to go where her crush. Well, that was very sweet, and since Shane is so good to Angie, Quiera concludes that she will be a wonderful mother and she agrees. Well, if she wasn't crazy, she's a genius. And who is also a genius is Danny, because between her and Tina they managed to keep Bet in the race for mayor. She only had to publicly apologize and give a very emotional speech. Then they give us this great moment, and when my heart couldn't hold any more emotion, Tina leaves. Don't go, Tina, come back. While Danny and Sophie's relationship is not going well, Sophie feels very lonely, because Danny is busy working and cannot be near her. Who is near her is Finley. look at your own girl, babe. And polyamory is not going well either. Alice is very angry. Her girlfriends were watching TV without her, and well, it's terrible when your girlfriend advances the show without you, so with 2 girlfriends it must be twice as terrible. Oh. And last but not least, Sophie's grandmother has gotten sick, but no problem because her friend Finley helps her with everything, but the drama of we're all going to die, I don't like it, so let's go with the gay drama. Nat and Gigi are getting closer while Alice is at work. And if she has been angry that they advanced the series without she, I don't want to think how angry she is going to be with this, although it is still her fault for not letting them see the series. What else were they going to do? Danny, who has been super busy at work, finally arrives at the hospital to support his girlfriend, like 15 seconds because then another crisis arises at work and she must go to solve it. They have put out a libelous ad against Bet, so Danny says they must fight back, but Bet says no, that she isn't going to stoop to that. Although here between us, I don't think it would have been of any use. Look at the level of this ad. Bet Porter is not afraid to sleep with your wife. There is no point trying to overcome that. Danny give up and go back to the hospital. Alice returns home to find her girlfriends in bed, and instead of joining them, which would be the logical thing to do, she gets angry and goes to where Shane. Apparently she needs some space. I guess there is not enough space in that bed. And to make her misfortunes worse, thanks to her, Nat and Gigi get along better and have overcome the drama of divorce. Then she leaves very angry. She has lost 2 girlfriends at the same time. Terrible situation. And who seems to have also lost her girlfriend is Danny, because instead of taking care of the grandmother, this couple is making out in the corridors of the hospital. A terrible, but expected situation. But Danny doesn't have time to worry about that, first because she doesn't know, and second because after so much work the elections arrive. And well, I have to confess that at first I thought that Danny would hook up with Bet at the first opportunity. So I'm very surprised with this development. They have reached the final stretch and nothing has happened. While Danny is working and giving everything for the campaign, they take the opportunity to finish what they started in the hospital corridor. But I don't even have the energy to be angry about it, because Quiera has lost the baby. And it's not the only bad news, because after a fierce competition, Bet has lost the election. Danny goes to talk to her dad and he tells her that Sophie is not for her, that she doesn't suit her. And I hope you ladies excuse me, but I agree with the old misogynist. Danny can do much better than that traitorous bad girlfriend. I need a lesbian couple where fidelity exists for the love of God. Is it too much to ask? And Danny, very romantic now that she's not working, asks Sophie to escape to Hawaii and get married once and for all, taking advantage of the fact that as she's unemployed she has a lot of free time. And since Bet is very sad, figure out, she lost the elections, she ended up with her lover, Tina is getting married, there are a lot of bad news together. Angie takes her camping to cheer up, just as I didn't see her very animated, until that she flirts with a journalist and there she is encouraged again. At least that's going well, because in Shane's mansion everything is going bad. Quiera is sad because of the baby, and wanting to fight, she starts arguing with Shane that maybe she never loved the baby, and finally, she breaks up with Shane, leaving her and me heartbroken. Meanwhile, Alice is on her show, but she, as if she were at the psychologist, is telling that she had a perfect girlfriend and how she ruined everything, and the gossip that I told you before. And from one moment to another Nat appears. No, she's not going to propose, she's just going to tell Alice how she wants only her, and that Gigi and polyamory go to hell. And this seems to have inspired Sophie a lot, although inspired for what? Who knows? She's going to the airport where Danny is waiting for her wedding getaway, and where Finley is about to catch a plane to Nebraska, something like that. And the season leaves us with the question of who she chose, and since I am Team Danny, I hope she chooses Finley. They deserve each other, and Danny can do much better than her. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe. Tomorrow we'll start with the second season. See you ladies.